Think of a briefcase filled with cash, not the kind you get from the ATM, but a hefty stack of bills earned through illegal activities like drug trafficking or stolen goods. This dirty money can't be deposited in a bank or used openly. So, how do criminals turn this into legitimate funds they can spend freely? The answer: money laundering. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Giant Success Stories. Let's talk about what exactly is money laundering. Money laundering is the process of taking money earned through illegal activities and making it appear legitimate. Think drug trafficking, fraud, or theft. Criminals can't exactly walk into a bank and deposit millions of dollars in cash without raising eyebrows. So, they use a variety of techniques to clean their dirty money and make it look like it came from a legitimate source. Money laundering is like a complex financial puzzle with three main stages: placement, layering, and integration. Each stage plays a critical role in transforming dirty cash into seemingly clean money. Stage 1. Placement. The first hurdle criminals face is getting their illegal cash, often from sources like drug deals or stolen goods, into the financial system. This stage is called placement, and it's all about finding ways to deposit this dirty money into banks or other financial institutions. One common method, used particularly in the 1980s, is called smurfing, named after the cartoon character. Here, criminals break down large sums of cash into smaller amounts, typically just below the reporting threshold required by banks. These smaller amounts are then deposited into different bank accounts, often using accomplices or anonymous prepaid cards. This makes it harder for authorities to track the source of the money, as it appears to be coming from multiple, seemingly unrelated sources. Another tactic for placement involves using cash-intensive businesses. Imagine a local car wash that suddenly experiences a surge in business, despite not having many more customers. This could be a red flag for money laundering. Criminals might mix their dirty cash with the car wash's legitimate income, making it difficult to distinguish between the two. Law enforcement agencies are aware of these placement techniques and have implemented regulations requiring banks and other financial institutions to report suspicious activity, such as large cash deposits or numerous small deposits from the same source. Step 2. Layering. Creating a maze of transactions. Once the dirty money is placed into the financial system, it needs to be further disguised. This is where the layering stage comes in. The goal here is to create a complex web of financial transactions that makes it nearly impossible to trace the money back to its illegal source. Criminals might use a variety of methods for layering, including wire transfers. They might transfer the money electronically between multiple bank accounts in different countries, making it difficult for investigators to track the flow of funds. Shell companies. These are fake businesses created specifically for money laundering purposes. Criminals can funnel their dirty money through these companies to make it appear like legitimate business transactions. Casinos. Cash-heavy environments like casinos can be attractive to money launderers. They can convert their dirty cash into casino chips, gamble it, win or lose, and then walk away with seemingly legitimate winnings. The key in the layering stage is to create as many layers of transactions as possible. The more complex the financial trail, the harder it is for investigators to connect the dots and identify the source of the money. Step 3. Integration. Washing the money clean. After the dirty money has been successfully placed and layered, it's time for the final stage, integration. This is where the laundered money is reintroduced back into the legitimate economy, allowing criminals to use it freely without raising suspicion. There are several ways criminals integrate laundered money. Investing in real estate is a popular choice for money laundering. Criminals can purchase properties with cash, hiding the paper trail, and increasing the value of their seemingly legitimate assets. They might even rent out the properties, generating a steady stream of income that appears legitimate. Another method involves buying legitimate businesses, particularly those that deal with a lot of cash, like car dealerships or restaurants. By mixing their dirty money with the business's income, criminals can disguise the illegal source of funds. High-value items like art, Jewelry or classic cars can also be used for integration. Criminals can purchase these assets with cash and then sell them later for seemingly legitimate profits. The choice of integration method depends on several factors, such as the amount of money being laundered and the criminal's risk tolerance. However, the ultimate goal remains the same: to make the dirty money appear clean and legitimate. The dark side of money laundering. Money laundering is a serious crime that casts a long shadow across the globe. According to a 2020 estimate by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the staggering amount of laundered money could be between 8% and 16% of the world's gross domestic product, GDP. This translates to trillions of dollars being funneled into the legal system every year, a figure that paints a disturbing picture of the widespread nature of this criminal activity. Money laundering has far-reaching consequences, impacting societies and economies in several ways. Large amounts of laundered money act as a disruptive force within economies. When illicit funds enter the financial system, they can distort markets, causing imbalances and fluctuations. This can lead to inflation, where the value of money weakens due to an excessive money supply. Additionally, currency fluctuations can occur, creating instability in exchange rates. The overall effect is a hindrance to economic growth, as legitimate businesses struggle to compete in a market skewed by the presence of dirty money. Money laundering and corruption are often intertwined in a destructive cycle. Criminals seeking to legitimize their illicit gains may resort to bribing officials to turn a blind eye to their activities. This not only undermines the rule of law, but also weakens democratic institutions at their core. When public trust in institutions erodes, a society's ability to function effectively is significantly hampered. Furthermore, corrupt officials who accept bribes may be more likely to engage in other forms of misconduct, further damaging the social fabric. The profits generated from money laundering provide a dangerous financial lifeline to criminal organizations. These funds can be used to expand operations, recruit new members, and acquire resources for further criminal activity. Drug cartels, human trafficking rings, and terrorist organizations all benefit from laundered money, allowing them to perpetuate their destructive endeavors. This not only poses a threat to public safety, but also hinders efforts to create a more peaceful and just world. Combating money laundering is a complex but crucial task for law enforcement agencies around the world. One key tool in their arsenal is the Suspicious Activity Report, SAR. Banks and other financial institutions are required to report any transactions that they believe may be linked to money laundering. These reports, containing details about suspicious activity, are then analyzed by law enforcement to identify potential criminal networks. Additionally, investigators employ sophisticated technology to track the movement of money through the financial system. This financial tracking allows them to identify unusual patterns and establish connections between seemingly unrelated transactions, ultimately leading them to the source of the dirty money. Money laundering is a global problem that demands a global response. International cooperation is essential to effectively combating this crime. Law enforcement agencies from different countries work together to share information and coordinate investigations. This collaborative effort allows them to track the flow of illicit funds across borders and dismantle criminal networks operating on an international scale. What you can do to help. While money laundering may seem like a distant threat, there are steps individuals can take to help. Educating oneself about the signs of suspicious financial activity is crucial. Businesses with unusually high cash flow, frequent small deposits made to avoid reporting thresholds, or customers who are reluctant to provide identification are all potential red flags. If you suspect that a business or individual may be involved in money laundering, reporting it to the authorities is essential. Your vigilance can be a valuable tool in disrupting this criminal activity. Finally, choosing to do business with reputable companies that have strong anti-money laundering (AML) policies in place demonstrates your commitment to a clean financial system. By working together, we can help stem the tide of dirty money and foster a more transparent and secure financial landscape. Money laundering is a serious threat to our financial systems and societies. By understanding how it works, staying vigilant, and reporting suspicious activity, we can all play a role in stopping the flow of dirty money. For more information on money laundering and how to report suspicious activity, visit the websites of your local law enforcement agency or financial regulator. Let's work together to keep our communities safe.